Who's hiding Mariah on Young and the Restless, and is Camryn Grimes really pregnant? Young and the Restless is teasing fans hard with Mariah Copeland's absence, and Camryn Grimes has definitely mastered the woes of pregnancy on the CBS soap. But fans are tired of seeing the surrogate stuck in that windowless room and want to know who has her and why, and when she'll be out. They also have questions about the actress and that baby bump. Let's dig in. Is Camryn Grimes really pregnant on Young and the Restless? A question that keeps cropping up from YNR fans is whether Camryn Grimes might be pregnant in real life. Of course, the costumers at the soap are doing a fantastic job of progressing that baby bump of Mariah Copeland's along nicely. First, it was just a little swell, and then it grew into a mid-sized round belly on Mariah. Young and the Restless fans wonder if that's the real deal and it's Camryn Grimes who's pregnant. No, it's definitely not. Camryn is not pregnant in real life. She's just wearing pregnancy pads. And once an actress is far enough along in their pretend pregnancy, they usually wear a full-on fake belly. Recently, Camryn Grimes told fans that the one she wears playing Mariah Copeland is not heavy at all. You can see above, right, Melissa Claire Egan, Chelsea on Young and the Restless, showing off her real-life bump. And she's there with Camryn Grimes calling the Mariah Copeland actress TV pregnant versus herself real-life pregnant. So, Camryn is definitely not pregnant while Mariah, as a character, is. And Camryn Grimes is doing a great job as the scared surrogate. This week, she finds a hidden camera and it totally freaks her out. Who is holding Mariah on YNR? The big question that's got Young and the Restless viewers head-scratching is who kidnapped pregnant Mariah Copeland. The latest thought Mariah had was that it could be Ian Ward, Ray Wise, but she thought he was, first of all, in prison. And, second of all, had bigger things to consider than her if he was on the loose. He seems a long shot, but would be a wicked fun return. Another concern is the bad guys from Tessa Porter's, Kate Fairbanks, past that were involved in shady goings-on. Remember, on Young and the Restless, that Tessa's sister was in danger and there was a whole storyline a few years ago. But again, that seems random to introduce that into Mariah Copeland's baby story. So, it seems unlikely that Mariah stumbled into something from Tessa's past. But maybe. The main suspect on the minds of most Young and the Restless watchers' minds is the man pictured above. It's Ben Stitch Rayburn, Sean Carrigan. First, because he was spotted peering in the windows at Mariah Copeland. Second, he lied about why he's in town. Third, Stitch has shown that he's got information that he shouldn't have and could only get by cyber-stalking Mariah and Tessa. So, he seems most likely. Where is Mariah Copeland on Young and the Restless? In addition to wondering who kidnapped Mariah on Young and the Restless, everyone wants to know where she is. You really can't tell anything more than it's nicely furnished. And it's a house of some sort, and likely old, because of the dumbwaiter. People don't install those anymore. Those are from mansions of a bygone era. So, Mariah Copeland's in an older home. Is Mariah Copeland in the Chancellor House on Young and the Restless? It would be pretty bizarre if the kidnapper stashed Mariah in the basement of an unused area of the Chancellor Mansion and she's right underneath the feet of Tessa and Abby Newman, Melissa Ordway. But that seems a long shot. The Abbott or Newman mansions seem improbable. However, Abby owns Carlton Manor, where no one lives right now on Young and the Restless. It's a stately older home that probably has a lower servants' quarters area with windowless rooms and a dumb waiter. And if the answer to who has Mariah on YNR is Stitch, it's even more likely, because as her ex-husband, he probably has keys to the place from when they were married. So, to update fans on the most common questions they're asking online. Is Camryn Grimes really pregnant? No. Who kidnapped Mariah on YNR? Our money is still on Stitch. But since the actor just extended his contract, maybe he'll let her loose without him seeing her face. And as to where she is, we're still betting on the Carlton place for a whole lot of reasons. The actress said we'll find out the kidnapper's identity soon. Get your fresh Young and the Restless spoilers of who's hiding Mariah on Young and the Restless, and is Camryn Grimes really pregnant? Genoa City is reeling as the intense storyline surrounding Mariah Copeland, portrayed by the incredibly talented Camryn Grimes, continues to deliver jaw-dropping twists, leaving fans on the edge of their seats. The burning questions on every viewer's mind. Who is truly responsible for the mental anguish Mariah is suffering while she's away seeking help, and what is the real-life status of the actress behind the beloved character? We dive into the shocking recent developments on The Young and the Restless and separate soap opera drama from real-world news. The Nightmare Unmasked. Who's hiding and tormenting Mariah? Mariah Copeland has been enduring a harrowing experience in a Boston clinic, grappling with deep mental health struggles stemming from a shocking secret she has kept bottled up. For months, Mariah was distant from her wife, Tessa Porter, and their daughter Aria, before finally revealing the dark truth to Tessa. She had lured a man to his room with the intent to kill him. This man served as a proxy for the real monster from her past, and while she stopped short of a fatal mistake, the guilt and the darkness in her mind drove her to seek professional help. The latest, most terrifying development, however, is the shocking revelation of who is now taunting Mariah while she is in this vulnerable state. The answer is a ghost from her past, a figure of pure evil who has been a guiding force behind her darkest trauma, Ian Ward, Ray Wise. In recent episodes, Mariah has been shown at the clinic, attempting to confront her painful memories and move forward. But her progress is threatened when Ian Ward suddenly appears, haunting and taunting her. Ian, the cult leader who was involved in the conspiracy to steal Mariah at birth and was an overall nefarious figure in her early life, speaks to her as if he's alive, urging her to embrace her evil nature and unleash her fire on the world. He mocks her for trying to be the good girl and criticizes her for pushing away Tessa and Aria. Mariah attempts to cling to reality, reminding herself that Victor Newman shot and killed Ian. Yet, the hallucination is so powerful that Ian reaches for her hand and asks her to feel his living, beating heart, leaving Mariah locked inside a room with the face of her deepest fears. The shocking revelation: the person who is currently hiding and tormenting Mariah is Mariah herself, as the trauma from her past has manifested in the form of a powerful hallucination of Ian Ward. The Ian Ward tormenting her is not physically alive or hiding her, but rather an echo of the sickness and guilt he infected her with, which has been re-triggered by her recent terrible actions. She views the man she tried to kill as a surrogate for Ian, and believed killing him would make Ian's influence disappear. This twist means Mariah's greatest enemy is her own mind, a horrifying journey that mirrors previous storylines of her mother, Sharon. While Mariah is physically at the Boston clinic seeking help to move forward, the shocking twist is that her mental health struggle involves a hallucination of Ian, showcasing how deep her trauma and guilt run. The real-life question: is Camryn Grimes really pregnant? As the on-screen drama unfolds with Mariah's mental health crisis, fans have been buzzing with questions about the actress who brings her to life, Camryn Grimes. The answer to the burning question, is Camryn Grimes really pregnant, is that she was pregnant, but has already given birth to her first child. Camryn Grimes, who plays Mariah Copeland, announced in August 2023 that she and her fiancé, Brock Powell, were expecting their first baby. She confirmed the happy news on Instagram with photos cradling her baby bump, captioning them, "I guess you can add mother to my resume." Then, in a joyous announcement in December 2023, Camryn Grimes shared that she had welcomed her first child, a son named Bridger Elias Foster, who was born on Wednesday, December 13th. The talented actress worked up until very close to her due date, revealing on social media that she shot her final pre-maternity leave episode just 7 days before she gave birth. Eagle-eyed fans noticed that on-screen, the show's crew cleverly hid her pregnancy by using various props and camera angles, as she was forced to hide her baby bump in her scenes playing Mariah. The conclusion: while Camryn Grimes was pregnant and welcomed her son Bridger in December 2023, the character Mariah Copeland is not currently pregnant on The Young and the Restless. Camryn Grimes's maternity leave coincided with Mariah's latest dramatic exit from Genoa City to attend the mental health clinic in Boston. Now that she has given birth and returned to the show, her current storyline focuses entirely on the intense mental health crisis and the shocking return of her trauma in the form of a terrifying Ian Ward hallucination. The show's writers are using this time to delve into some of the character's deepest and most painful roots. The drama continues to build both on and off-screen, proving that The Young and the Restless is as captivating as early weekly spoilers. Jack Abbott gets Harrison Locke long-term? Young and the Restless early spoilers show Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, promises to care for Harrison Locke, Kellen Enriquez, the week of August 16th to 20th on the CBS soap opera. Also, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, still doesn't trust Ashland Locke, Richard Burgi, with his daughter. So, next week he investigates Ash to make sure there are no skeletons hiding in his closet. Young and the Restless early weekly spoilers. Jack Abbott makes a vow about grandson. Jack Abbott promises to care for his grandson Harrison Locke. The boy is currently staying at the Abbott estate. Meanwhile, Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, decided to remain in Italy with Summer Newman, Hunter King. Jack's son wants Harrison to come live with them, per Young and the Restless spoilers. However, Ashland Locke is not on board with that idea. Recently, Ash agreed that Harrison Locke could remain with Jack since that's where the boy's comfortable now. And soon, Jack tells the other man he's willing to keep Harrison long-term on Young and the Restless. With chemotherapy scheduled to begin soon, he may take Jack Abbott up on his offer. With Victoria Newman's, Amelia Heinley, help, Ash could care for his son Harrison. But it would be difficult as his body adjusts to the treatment for his cancer. Recall, Jack Abbott lost a lot in the last year. First, Jack's mother died. And Jack saw new romance fizzle out twice. And now Jack's son won't return to Genoa City on Young and the Restless. So, time with Harrison Locke is just what Jack Abbott needs to keep his spirits high. He cares deeply for him and would do anything for Harrison Locke. So, Young and the Restless spoilers hint Jack will keep the tot while Ash deals with his health crisis. Plus, with Tara Locke, Elizabeth Liner, still the prime custodian and possibly getting bail, and Kyle having no legal standing, it's complicated on Y&R. Victor Newman investigates Ashland Locke, Y&R next week spoilers. Per recent Young and the Restless scoops, Ashland proposed, then he and Victoria Newman announced their engagement. Much to Vicky's surprise, her father gave his immediate approval. However, Victor soon meets with Ashland to give him a stern warning on the CBS Sudzer. The mustache promises dire consequences if Ash hurts or betrays Victoria. However, the businessman will promise his love and devotion to his fiancée. Victor appears to accept his comments at face value. But there is definitely more to the story on Young and the Restless. Weekly spoilers say Victor hires an investigator to look into Ashland's past. Y&R updates hint that whatever Victor finds, it could be big. However, what happens next remains to be seen. Will Victor try to stop the wedding? Or will he keep the information to himself to use as ammunition at a later date? Or Victor may not find out anything damning in Ash's past. Keep watching Young and the Restless the week of August 16th to 20th to see what Victoria's father finds as he digs for dirt on her husband-to-be. Young and the Restless spoilers, Lily uncomfortable with Billy and ex's vibe. Things have gone well for Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, so far. Their business is thriving, as is their personal relationship. They are living together and the passion is still very alive. However, Lily will have questions about Billy's connection to his ex-wife Young and the Restless spoilers. Billy will have a strong reaction to Vicky's upcoming wedding. His over-the-top response causes Lily to see red flags. She worries that Billy Abbott may not be over the Newman CEO. Billy argues his concern is related to their shared children on Y&R. But Lily worries there is more going on. However, Billy will reassure his girlfriend that he is deeply in love with her. So Lily will be left to help Billy rein in his emotions about the Astoria nuptials. It is likely that the couple will even attend the ceremony on Young and the Restless. So, watch next week as Billy works to move on with Lily and finally find closure with Victoria. The week of August 16th to 20th on Y&R is filled with action as Jack Abbott pledges to take care of Harrison Locke. The best Young and the Restless spoilers can be found daily at Soap Dirt. Jack Abbott's custody play for Harrison Locke? The air at the Abbott mansion is thick with tension, not just the aroma of Dina's favorite coffee. The whispers circulating Genoa City are no longer mere gossip, they're full-blown shockwaves that could redefine the Abbott family dynamic forever. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, the stalwart figure of Jabot and the Abbott clan, is reportedly preparing to take a drastic, yet profoundly protective, step, exploring legal options to secure Harrison Locke's, Redding Munsell, long-term well-being, potentially through a formal custody or guardianship arrangement. This shocking news comes as the fallout from the latest Kyle, Michael Mealer, and Summer, Allison Lanier, conflict reaches a fever pitch. Kyle's recent preoccupation, his near-obsessive pursuit of Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, even making promises to Harrison about her return, has deeply alarmed Jack and Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters. Their fear is simple. Kyle's spiraling emotional state and reckless promises are creating an environment of instability that directly harms the innocent child. Harrison, who has already endured the drama of his biological mother Tara Locke's arrest and his presumed biological father Ashland Locke's death and manipulations, deserves peace. The unraveling of Kyle and Summer's co-parenting. The core of the issue lies in the perpetual instability of Harrison's primary caregivers, Kyle and Summer. While they genuinely love the boy, Their co-parenting efforts are consistently sabotaged by external drama and their own emotional immaturity, particularly Kyle's recent tunnel vision. Kyle's recklessness. Spoilers suggest Kyle's obsession with Claire is leading him down a dangerous, emotionally volatile path. His parents worry about his performance at Jabot and his ability to be a present, rational father. Worse, his attempts to drag Harrison into his emotional turmoil, promising the child Claire's return despite her clear boundaries, is seen by Jack as emotional manipulation and a failure of fatherly duty. Summer's own battles. Summer, though deeply devoted to Harrison, has her own complex relationship with her mother, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and her own professional ambitions, which have often led to her moving the boy internationally or engaging in high-stakes family drama. Though Summer recently fought for sole custody, the underlying issue is the war between their families. The grandparent paradox. For Jack, and even Diane, watching Harrison suffer through the collateral damage of their children's drama is unbearable. Jack previously lost his firstborn son, Chemo, and had a complicated relationship with Kyle's upbringing. Now, he sees an opportunity to step in and provide the solid, unwavering foundation Harrison desperately needs. He's not seeking to replace Kyle, but to stabilize the environment through a court-recognized legal framework that prioritizes the child above all else. Jack's legal strategy. What are his chances? The speculation is that Jack is consulting with legal counsel to explore avenues for guardianship. The argument he'd present in court would be compelling. Instability of primary guardians. Harrison's life has been defined by relocation, parental arrests, Tara, parental death/deception, Ashland, and now the continuous, public fighting and emotional turmoil between Kyle and Summer. The court's primary concern is the best interest of the child, and a pattern of instability works against the current custodians. Kyle's current mental state, Kyle's spiral over Claire, and the subsequent poor judgment demonstrated by missing meetings and making misleading promises to his son, suggests a temporary inability to prioritize his child's needs over his own romantic fixations. Jack, as a stable, wealthy, and loving grandfather, presents a clear and superior alternative for a long-term, consistent home. The Abbott legacy as a safety net. Jack could argue that placing Harrison in the Abbott family home, under the direct care of a devoted patriarch, ensures not only financial stability but also a consistent emotional environment, shielding him from the Newman versus Abbott wars that inevitably bleed into Kyle and Summer's interactions. The ripples. How this affects Genoa City. A custody battle involving Jack Abbott is never a small affair. The Newman/Abbott feud. The minute Jack makes a legal move, it will likely draw the ire of Victor Newman, Eric Braden, who previously tried to involve himself in Summer's custody bid. Victor sees Jack as a perpetual adversary, and even if Victor's motives are twisted, he'll view this as an attack on his family line, through Summer. Kyle's fury. Kyle will undoubtedly feel betrayed and furious. He may see Jack's move as a lack of faith in his abilities as a father, pushing him further into his downward spiral or, conversely, shocking him back into reality. This could be the event that finally forces Kyle to face the consequences of his actions. Diane's dilemma. Diane is currently walking a tightrope, trying to support Kyle while also validating Jack's concerns. If Jack proceeds, she'll be forced to choose between her husband's protective instincts for her grandson and her son's right to parent. This conflict is prime material for a renewed round of hostility from Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, and Phyllis, who will use any sign of Abbott division to their advantage. The coming weeks promise a dramatic reckoning. Jack Abbott is not just fighting for custody. He is fighting for the future of his grandson's peace of mind, a battle that may tear the entire Abbott family apart before it can bring Harrison the stability he deserves. The video below covers the growing conflict involving Kyle's poor choices and their effect on his parents and son.